These ones always feel good.
So good.
As soon as you hit them, right, it's just like, where are we going?
To the moon.
To the fucking moon, my guy. To the moon.
To the moon.
Missed you.
Ah, thank you, man. I'm happy to be back, man. I'm happy to be back.
You've been giving us music from this forthcoming new album. We know where your heart has been, and we know that you're covering a lot of ground. You've got a lot to say, a lot of stories to tell. This one finds you, man. It finds you outside, and the air is clear. That's what it sounds like to me. You know, the title is Emotive, Heatstroke. It's the kind of thing you think you want, you don't want it.
No, exactly.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. It's like it's crazy in the heat. It's got a crazy in the heat feeling to it. But in your own words, I'm giving you my amateur feeling on the record. What do you tell us what it means to you and where it came from, bro? It came from somewhere.
A very, very, very passionate place. Through the years, becoming re-inspired by my music again and thinking of my interests and thinking of songs that I love, like songs from Fleetwood Mac or young folks. When I really enjoyed music, really lived with it, was really passionate about it, and I found myself back in that place, and it was intense.
Oh.
And one thing that I really value is my ability to tell stories, because I get to dream these realities and they come to life. And I wrote this song in 2022 with All Day and John Hill. It was an incredible process, but I wouldn't know how accurate this song would be until years later when we're hit with all these heat waves and all these massive moments of heat. I wouldn't have known, but that song definitely, like you said, it really brings the heat.
I love the word intense. I like how you took that experience of reconnecting to music in a passionate way and not just through the concepts that surround you now of being an artist, right? They're a concept, they're ideas.
Right.
They're ideas, right? Music, it doesn't start that way. It starts as a place of passion, something that moves you. And you use the word intense. Rediscovering that was intense. Can you just elaborate on that a little bit more? Because I love the way that you described it as that. You could have used any word, but you used a word that felt all-encompassing.
Because creating music is vulnerable. And when you're tapping into your sound, your superpower, it can be overwhelming. You listen to the song Heatstroke, and when it starts, I'm overwhelmed. No, I can't explain. Then the walls begin to melt as I burst into flames. There's this intensity, this passion, this drive.
Yeah.
It's like a reignited flame, like a match.
Yeah.
And I feel it all.
Yeah, it's almost too hot to be around, and yet it's so important. It feels so good. It sounds so good. You sound so good. You look good now. I mean, I think the last time we really sat down face to face in the studio up at Henson when we listened to Free Spirit, right? And I think I can say this to you. I think we've developed enough of a friendship connection for me to be honest with you.
Right.
I think you were and remain proud of that album. I love that album as a group of songs. I think that you felt a bit disconnected to me from the experience of being an artist at that time.
Yeah. It was a lot. They don't give you a playbook on how to
acknowledge that you're one of the world's most influential people on Time Magazine at 21. No, they don't.
They don't give you a playbook on how that experience actually feels, and it was a lot for me at that time, because I started from being creative in this room with a guitar and a friend to now I'm recording in these vocal studios and everyone's depending on me and people are throwing these tasks at me and I'm just supposed to show up to the occasion. Did it do benefits for me? Yes. But was I allowed at that time to really embrace myself in that feeling? I didn't have free time. I didn't have free time to sit.
I just saw a kid who was trying to make his best music to satisfy his own desires, who was probably smoking weed to get through it and just trying to figure out how to detach. That's what I saw.
Definitely.
And then my job is to just speak to someone in that moment in time and to
Yeah.
capture that moment in time, and that will forever be that moment in time, but it ain't now. It ain't who you are now. And
No.
what have been sort of one or several of the most important decisions you've made in your life to be able to move forward from that space and be the man you are now today with light in your eyes, with an intensity and desire to make your best music again?
I needed to take that break. I needed to stop. And I don't look at it in a place of being afraid to come back. I
Oh,
had to allow
stop with that.
myself.
Hang on. That is so sage.
Yeah, thank you.
That part there, that part. I wasn't afraid to come back. I wasn't afraid that the break was going to break some spell that you developed with us, that it was dependent on you showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I think of music and I think of discovery, the universe will bring that music to who it's intended to.
Facts.
Listen. So if I'm going to take this break, when I come back, I'll come back with more clarity. I'll come back with a better choice of decisions, more maturity, more knowledge. So when I think of the listener, even if that listener may have may have not listened to me in a while, if it's meant to be discovered, then I truly believe in the power of music doing that.
Who knows what everyone's doing at any given time? Who knows
Right.
what the kid who loved the kid who made Location thinks now? God willing, they're here, and music still resonates. And if that is in fact the case, then all you can do is put your frequency out there and hope it resonates once again. That's all you can do. And what I hear is beautiful frequencies coming through this music. Of course, you're going to sing it beautifully, Khalid. That's a gift.
Thank you.
That's a gift.
Thank you.
And you do write great stories, and you are charismatic. All those ideas and concepts that make you the artist you are remain, and the talents. But you've found a really clear frequency here, I think.
I agree, because music is a playground. We're here to have fun being creative. We're here to enjoy ourselves being creative. And at that point, 5 years ago, although I was enjoying it didn't connect with me. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't having as much fun. I forgot how to have fun in the studio, because I'm thinking, oh my God, well, this has to be successful, and they're depending on me, and they're leaning on me for this, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, where fun kind of gets thrown out the window. No one's focused on having fun. I'm like, I needed to take a break to be like, what is fun about this to me? And I found that freedom. I found that fun.
I love it. And yet the album is called Sincere, which is not a term that gets thrown around in terms of it doesn't get aligned to fun, right? When you're being sincere, you're requiring something of someone, some attention to allow you the space to tell you how they really feel. I'm being sincere now. I'm being sincere.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm being sincere. And I love the title track. I remember it very clearly. And when we played it to us kindly the other day, and I love the term. It's a very mature term. So how did you land in the most fun time of your life on the term sincere?
It was a very difficult process in naming this album, because I had to find one name that fully encapsulated. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Fully encapsulated.
Plus a dictionary, make up words. We should make up more words.
We're gonna make, but you get what I mean,
Yeah.
That summed up what I really felt in this music. And when I thought of the music, I thought of it as my most vulnerable in a while, because when I'm thinking of these songs, I'm saving them over the year, like, okay, no, I have to keep this, or okay, I have to keep this, and that's vulnerable, because I've known the impact that song had to me when I was in the studio. And so I believe that if I trust my intention and I trust my heart, then it'll have a similar impact to my listener.
I love that. So what you're ultimately saying to some degree is, rather than looking at the human as being at your most sincere, think of it as the most sincere collection of works.
Yes, exactly. How do I view myself as an artist? What artist do I want to be? And that is what this album is. It's sincere.
When I see the artwork, I see the artist that you want to be is Marvin Gaye. I see the artist you want to be is Weldon Irvine. I see the artists that you want to be are the people that put themselves on the cover of their art unapologetically, and said, "I'm looking right at you, and you can see right through me."
Yeah. When I look at my previous work and I think of American Teen, there's a distance in that cover. My face is shadowed. It's almost like you can't really see
me. Kid.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly.
You could have been doing a medical major and still not known what your identity is, let alone had to deal with the identity we all told you were.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You did the most remarkable job, not only navigating through that, but actually giving it a concept and giving it something that you could refer to with age and say, yeah, I was an American teen back then. And I love that you did that. I love that you embraced it, because a lot of kids would have ran for the hills.
My ideal form of music is timeless music. Music that stands the testament of time. And when I look at American Teen, the way that it's aged, I still enjoy it.
Same.
But when I listen, thank you. But when I listen to this album, you can see the time that it took. You can see the time.
I was thinking about what we talked about the other day when I said to you that your generation is incredibly important to the future of the arts, I think. I mean, every generation is, and that seems like a base thing to say, but I'll qualify it a little more by saying that, you came out of the internet, you were born into the algorithmic revolution, and probably told either to your face or subliminally that music really is a way of creating content, or content is how you find music. And what you've done is you made your most complete body of work as not just a message to yourself, but whether you meant to or not, a message to artists of your generation and upcoming, that this still matters, and that you could do what you want with the content, do whatever you want with it, but you got to take it from here. This is where I rest. I think about Billie. I think about what she's done with her new album and how she's made her most complete and deepest body of work, at a time when her numbers were going to be big for the rest of time, and she actually is out there promoting it and making sure everyone knows what it means to her at a time when she could probably sit on her hands and let us do that work for her. I think about the two of you, and I think about the relationship you started as kids. I think about the fact for the longest time you were the only collaborator on a record with her, you and Vince. And I think about like how unique that relationship was and remains to this day, and I wonder if you think about it.
I admire her. She is an incredible artist, in the way that she's amassed this much fame, but still respects the integrity of music. Her and Finneas, the way that they show love to the music, it's evident when you listen to it. How can you turn on Birds of a Feather and not fill the room?
I know.
And not fill the room when they create this space.
The greatest song impossible. George Michael never got to write. I mean, that's that. That is that. I mean, I told her that. She never took offense. They embraced that. It's got the spirit of that sense of yearning, that you can take something so sad and fly with it.
There's magic in music, and they got the magic for sure.
You got the magic, my guy. I know we were going to see each other face to face, but it's going to get busier for you. You ready for that, by the way? Time off over.
I am ready for people to discover this album, and wherever that brings me, I'm willing to go.
I appreciate it.
I am prepared.
Well, my friend, I always love to see you. I'm not sure if and when and how our paths will cross, but I'm absolutely certain they will. And,
yes.
Nothing but love for you. Thank you for this beautiful, wide open song. It's got the top down, man, and I'm driving to it.